Could tocotrienols be a ray of hope for mesothelioma patients? Are mesothelioma patients missing out on a potential game changer in their fight against cancer? That is what we're going to be exploring today. Hey, I'm Deborah from survivingmesothelioma.com, and for almost 20 years now, we have been helping mesothelioma patients with the latest in mesothelioma treatment information. In today's video, we are going to explore 3 exciting ways in which tocotrienols might improve the lives of mesothelioma patients. But first things first, what are tocotrienols and how can they help people with mesothelioma? Tocotrienols are a form of vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant, and it's found in various plant oils and foods. For example, palm oil, rice bran oil, barley, wheat germ, oats, rye, and so on. Tocotrienols are known for their potent antioxidant properties, anti-cancer effects, cholesterol reduction, neuroprotection, and even promoting healthy skin. Tocotrienols have been shown to inhibit the growth of various cancer cells, including breast, prostate, pancreatic, and lung cancer. They induce apoptosis, programmed cell death, and inhibit angiogenesis, formation of new blood vessels that feed tumors. Cholesterol reduction. All right, tocotrienols help lower cholesterol levels by inhibiting an enzyme which is involved in cholesterol synthesis in the liver. Neuroprotection. Tocotrienols provide protection against neurodegenerative diseases by preventing neuronal cell death and reducing inflammation in the brain. Skin health. Tocotrienols promote skin health by protecting against the UV-induced damage and supporting wound healing. So after carefully analyzing 3 studies from reputable journals like the International Journal of Molecular Sciences and Biological and Pharmaceutical Bulletin, it looks like tocotrienols could potentially slow tumor growth and even kill mesothelioma cells. But clinical trials need to be done to see if this will help patients outside of the lab setting. I'm going to leave a link to all of the studies in the description for you. But how exactly can tocotrienols help mesothelioma patients? All right, let's take a closer look at the 3 ways that tocotrienols may help. Number 1, disrupting cancer cell survival mechanisms. A study published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences in 2022 looked at how mesothelioma cells reacted to a special form of tocotrienol in test tubes. And what they discovered is that tocotrienol disrupts something called proteasome homeostasis in cancer cells. So this basically means it messes up the cancer cell's ability to get rid of damaged proteins, which can then lead to cell death. It's like clogging up the cancer cell's garbage disposal system, causing them to become overwhelmed with cellular trash. All right, number 2, shrinking tumors. Next, a study published in Biological and Pharmaceutical Bulletin in 2019 showed how mesothelioma tumors were affected by tocotrienols in mice. Now, they found a specific tocotrienol derivative significantly reduced tumor size when given orally. So think of it like a shrink ray for tumors. Isn't it amazing to think that something that you could potentially take by mouth might help shrink tumors? Number 3, boosting cancer-fighting genes. Lastly, a study in Pharmacology in 2018 revealed how tocotrienols might affect mesothelioma at the genetic level. Okay, they discovered that a tocotrienol derivative can boost the expression of a gene called DKK1, which helps fight cancer growth. It's like turning up the volume on your body's natural cancer-fighting playlist. And it's not just mesothelioma cells that tocotrienols might help. Studies have shown that they could slow down the growth of other types of cancer cells too. So things like breast, prostate, pancreatic, and lung cancers. And they do this in two main ways. All right, number one, they tell cancer cells to self-destruct. It's like they flip an off switch inside the cancer cells, and this is called apoptosis. And then number two is they make it harder for tumors to grow new blood vessels. And this is important because tumors need these blood vessels to get food and to grow. And this is called angiogenesis. Think of it like tocotrienols are both attacking the cancer cells directly and cutting off their food supply. But what I found truly fascinating was that these tocotrienol derivatives seem to attack mesothelioma from multiple angles, disrupting cancer cell functions, shrinking tumors, and even working at the genetic level. Pretty incredible, right? But what about the side effects and the risks of tocotrienols? Okay, the studies we looked at didn't find significant negative outcomes, but one thing they did find is that getting enough tocotrienols to the tumor site might be challenging. This means that special delivery methods might be needed to achieve the full benefit. It's important to note that while these results are promising, they're mostly from lab studies and animals, not from trials in mesothelioma patients. Okay, that means that these studies were conducted in test tubes and on mice. And remember, there's a big difference between these controlled environments and then the human body. Now, that doesn't mean the information is useless. It just means that human clinical trials would be necessary to see if tocotrienols really can help mesothelioma patients. There can be a big jump from lab results to real-world effectiveness. So, to recap, here's what we know. That tocotrienols help disrupt cancer cell survival, shrink tumors in mice, and boost cancer-fighting genes. But will it work in mesothelioma patients? Unfortunately, we don't know. In my opinion, it's frustrating that we don't have more studies specifically on mesothelioma patients. I mean, shouldn't we have clinical trials testing tocotrienols in mesothelioma by now? Is it because there's just not enough funding for this type of research? All right, so what does that mean for you if you have mesothelioma? Well, if I were in your shoes, I definitely bring this information to my doctor. Maybe tocotrienols could be used as part of a comprehensive treatment plan. Maybe they could complement existing therapies. Who knows? But surely it is worth talking to your doctor about. In my opinion, the research on tocotrienols for mesothelioma is promising enough that it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider to see if it might be appropriate for your specific situation. And if you're looking for more information on mesothelioma, please visit survivingmesothelioma.com to see how Paul became the longest living mesothelioma survivor in the world using different therapies. All right, that's all I've got for you today. I hope this information was helpful. See you next time.